All right, guys, welcome back. So UnitedHealth. So this stock is down pretty much very large, actually 100 billion or so wiped out from capitalization of the stock. At the moment, at this price, this stock is $415 billion, 22% decline. So they reported earnings earlier in the morning, and the market watch, the headline was UnitedHealth sees a surprise jump in seniors getting treatment, and stock suffers the biggest drop in decades. So this channel is mainly about option activity and technical levels for the stock. So we're going to take a look at the price action and pretty much what I'm watching from here for UnitedHealth. So if we take a look at the daily chart of this stock, so every single candle, it's essentially daily candle, okay? Every single candle represents 1 day of price action. So we had this gap down somewhere around here in the beginning of February, where pretty much this dip pretty much got bought, and most of the rally that you saw here, it was due to people seeking basically safety from the volatility of the tech. So S&P 500 was getting smoked, and pretty much defensive names. I mean, healthcare is considered as a defensive, and XLV pretty much getting, I mean, not all names, but most of the healthcare names were doing super well. And that was it, actually. Okay, it's not, I think people were thinking that this would be a surprise, something like that. Nobody saw that coming. It's a dividend paying stock, on the other hand. So got essentially smacked right back to those lows where it took off. Essentially, it was, I mean, the test lows in the last 2 years, I believe, 438, 440. This is the level I'm watching right now. So if I zoom out a little bit more, you will see there are many other levels. So essentially, 450, this is where we are hovering around, and 440, this is the zone for the stock where basically last 3 years, essentially from 2022, this stock has been in this range bound. You can consider it as a consolidation. You can consider it as a distribution, however way you want to look at it, because in the last 3 years, this stock pretty much started stalling out. I mean, this is the yearly chart of the stock. So if we look at every single year in one candle, you will see what was happening well before this move, actually. So yes, this has had exceptional run up, like decade of run up every single year, positive return, except for 2024, where that unfortunate situation with the CEO, which caused this stock to drop and close negative. Otherwise, I would think it would be positive. And this year, just getting started. But you can see in 2023, 2022, we had a little bit of a uptick. But 23, 24, I want to say it did underperform the S&P 500 for sure, because it was giving no return or negative return. Essentially, it was dead money, except for dividends that they paid out. If you include the dividends that they paid out, even including the dividends, it would be underperforming the market those years. And this year so far, year-to-date stock is down only 10%. So still, if you think of it that way, if you look at it that way, so from the beginning of the year, we're opened at 510. This is down 10%, and it could be outperforming the market. And it was outperforming the market well, nicely, up until this drop. So now, here's what I'm watching. So I'm going to go on a daily as far as I can, and pretty much below 440, there's going to be a couple gaps that I'm watching. So gap number one, after earnings report in 2021, this stock had 403 to all the way to 420. This is the gap fill area I'm watching. That's the area, and essentially $400. And then below that, I would be watching, I don't know if there's any more gap down there, but I'm not going that far. But I'm watching the resistance of 2020 where 366 acted as a resistance and then it broke out. This is the level I would be watching as this resistance level as a support. So only those two levels I'm watching for a moment for now. But I was looking at many other stocks actually. But again, it may not be apples to apples. But when you see a large drop like this in a company, I mean, the only time it has to go back up is the next earnings. I mean, if they come out next quarter, say, okay, so we were pretty much letting the kitchen sink. It doesn't look as bad as we thought it would be. But when stock falls like this, you are not gonna, essentially there's a 3-day rule. Like in big institutions, they have like a 3-day rule where they pretty much don't try to go all in first 3 days after initial drop because it might have legs lower. But this is the stock, I mean, this is a smaller cap, okay? This is just an example I'm giving. It might look something like that, sure, why not? But in this case, this is Deckers Outdoor, right? Where it has flushed down almost 50% from its highs. And after that initial miss, and again, this is not apples to apples, but it can look something like that, okay? So UNH, first day, very large volume today, like 30 million volume. I don't think it has ever traded with such volume intraday. But this 440 is your pivotal level. But if this stock tries to go up, if it tries to recover, then I would be watching essentially the 50-day moving average, 20-day moving average to catch up, essentially 5-day moving average to catch up. And I would be looking to short this name if it goes up to, say, test its 50-day moving average, which is way up there now, 510-ish level. But I don't think it's going to happen. And resistance levels to the upside would be 480, essentially today's opening price, where it couldn't hold that level on a 5-minute chart. I'll show you guys where it couldn't hold that level and it pretty much flushed down below. This is the area I would be watching as a resistance. If it gets back above, sure, the perfect area to go short up until, again, they report next earnings report, 515. That's my upside potential. But again, my views are short term, and I'm not a buy and hold guy, and I'm not a dividend guy, nor I'm a cyclical or defensive guy who looks at stocks from that perspective and pretty much I'm not a portfolio manager. I'm a trader, and I'm talking from a trader's perspective, and that's why these videos are purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is not a buy or sell recommendation, and this is what I think about this name. So I think this can go a lot lower, 364, but we'll see what happens. But so far, yes, it's a very large drop, and there's usually 3-day drop. And let's see if it hovers around these 440 and 450 levels. The longer it stays above these levels and tries to build, sure, it might look something like it has done before and pretty much try to kill premium and pretty much move sideways, melt. But we'll see. So far, I'm watching this name to the downside. And that's the update for UNH, United Health. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.